Welcome back to the Recipe Rundown.
Welcome, welcome. Another week. Okay, we're making good progress. We're staying weekly and consistent. So this is really great
Current.
and exciting.
Yeah, we're trying to be current. And yeah, we're going to try we had two bonus that we had an extra. So we did two last week just to get this ship going. The big news here is we're having another snowstorm. And I'm so not excited. I thought the last storm, which had about 12 to 14 inches, was going to be the end of the winter. And unfortunately, we just got notification that now we're having a blizzard starting tomorrow.
Oh,
So my brother and I were supposed to meet my sister-in-law, and they're heading back or he's heading back to California because we're having a blizzard, so I can't see them for breakfast tomorrow, which is a bummer. And the worst part is we may lose power. We're stuck in, thank God your father and I like each other. Can you imagine?
right.
I mean,
Blizzard
nobody's
time.
here, you know? Um, so that's terrible.
Well, you have your daughters. The dogs are there. How
I
dare.
do have my dogs, and they're a great company. And thank God Dad's not on a business trip at all. Um, but I feel like this winter's never going to end. Like I was hoping by March everything would be
Yeah.
gone, but now the snow was starting to melt because we had a couple days of rain. It's not going anywhere now. It's going to just stay put because now we're having a blizzard on top of it. So we'll see what happens. I hope that by Tuesday I can get out of the house because for now, I'm assuming tomorrow's going to be, I'm not going anywhere. I was going to do a workout class, but it's at night and I think it's going to be canceled. So
Yes.
that's the big weather report pretty much. And then the other big news is I have my reading glasses, two new reading glasses. These are one of them that I got. Do you like them?
I love them. Oh, those
We're,
are
we're-
so cute. You have to send me the link though, because I want to buy them.
can you see? Do you want to
I
describe them for
see
people
some
that are not
green.
watching?
I see some tortoise shell. I think it's super cute. I
So
love.
this is the green on the bottom, and then the top is like the tortoise shell. And the whole thing was I wanted a big, thick, chunky, because I had one pair that were small and thin, and I'm seeing everybody's wearing these big ones, and
Yeah.
I can wear them. And what's interesting about
All of
Warby,
mine are thin.
yeah,
Like
Warby Parker, Parky, how do I say this? Can't even say it.
Warby Parker.
Warby Parker is, I don't know if these were, but some of them are used as regular sunglasses. They show you and you can convert them into readers.
Mm.
These might have been, I don't think these were, but I think the other pair that I'll show you next week, because I bought two pair, but I'm only going to show these this week, make the viewers guessing. I think the
I
other
want to
one,
see these. Now I have to
yeah, I
wait
think the
another
other
week.
ones match my hair. They're like a praline. They're called praline, so they're like a blonde. But I believe those actually were sunglasses that you can use as readers. So I was so excited to get them and use them, and now I'm going to actually be wearing them a lot on the podcast. You might be, see me taking them on and off. But when I'm looking at my stuff, I really see a difference. I can't, it's magnified. It's only like 1.50, but it helps a lot. So even though I have makeup on, you're going to see me taking it on and off a lot. So
Glasses
I
will
just
do
want to
that. They
say,
will help you see. It's exciting.
well, and I think it's more inspiring when you have fun ones to wear because I'm always out with my friends and they're always like, Debbie, put your readers on. You can't see the menu, and I always take my phone. Now, the one thing the phone is great for if you're in the dark at a restaurant, right? These are not going to help.
Right.
You need a flashlight. But I think from now on, I'm going to be really resilient with this and keep it going with putting the eyeglasses on, bringing them with me everywhere, making sure there's somewhere in my pocketbook or in my pocket of my coat so that I can see and stop relying on everyone else to tell me. Or even when I'm writing, I'm giving somebody a tip at a restaurant, I can't see the numbers. So then I have to have my friends read me the numbers or sign it.
Well, I
So
thought you used to have glasses growing up, and then your eyesight got really good again, and you didn't need them.
yes,
Which, how did that happen? That's always been so inspiring because my eyesight has never gotten
this is
better.
crazy. So I had astigmatism when I was younger, and I had regular glasses for distance. And then when I got into grad school, my eyes improved, and for whatever reason, I didn't need glasses anymore. And so that was great. But then, of course, after 40, the readers are what popped in, and I needed something to see the fine print. I don't understand why I don't need the glasses, but for whatever reason, my eyes improved. Maybe all that time I was wearing,
Yeah.
I was wearing the wrong prescription, or maybe I didn't really need it as much. Maybe my eye doctor was a little off on his diagnosis, or maybe I just like a fine wine. I improved with time. I
Yeah.
got better with time. I don't know. What do you
That's
think?
crazy. I'm jealous of that because yeah, I'm nearsighted. So I wear my glasses. I actually have two. One pair is just blue light blocking and one
Okay.
is sight. But I need to find a pair. Like I might buy the ones you're wearing. I really like them. I had a thick frame and they broke from a different company. And so I just never replaced them. So I went back to using my thin frames. And then Olivia gave me one of her blue light blocking glasses. So I've been using that. But the blue light isn't prescription. So I need to get one that's prescription and blue light so I can actually see and protect my eyes from the computer.
Yeah. And that's one thing we talked about last week is I don't have the blue light. I could have, but I didn't think I needed it. So I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten blue light. I don't know if I can add to it.
Maybe
I
add
will,
it.
yeah, I will say though, Alzara, you should go to the store because as much as you like these, they have so many frames. And I was between these and there was another pair that were a black. I think the top was black and the bottom was like the color of my eyeliner, blue. It was either black, I think it was black on top and blue underneath, or it was black underneath and blue on top. And I loved it, but then I was like, this is a cool tortoise. And then the forest green is, and I love the shape. Interesting enough, they had two different sizes. I got the smaller of the two, still nice and large. And then the other ones you'll see next week, they only came in one size. They were considered large, but they don't look any bigger than this. So I think based on the shape, I was able to get away with a bigger version of the other ones without it looking dumb. And even with my own sunglasses, I own like so many pairs, like 7 or 8 pairs of sunglasses. I wear, and I'm not trying to brag, but I can wear with my coloring my face and everything. I have so many different shapes and colors. And the shapes, some of them are much smaller, some are bigger, some are different, like more of a pointy. And I wear them all. So same with the readers. I think they're very different, the two I just bought. The shapes are similar, but I really, really think that in terms of the coloring, of course, these are different that I got, but the shapes are the large frames. So I'm just I'm staying with the larger look and the thicker. That's what I would say
It's
for
funny how
you.
it all comes back. Because do you remember like your grandpa wearing the thick, big glasses back in the day? And then
Oh my
everyone
God.
went to like really thin and stylish. And now like the thick frames, like growing up,
Oh my
we were like,
gosh.
those thick frames are hideous and they're like for old people with the thick, bad eyesight. And now look, it's back.
And you know what's funny? You know me. Every week I like to reinforce we have a generational gap and we have differences and similarities. And what came to mind when you just said that was my grandparents, and I don't know why, but Buddy Holly,
Mm-hmm.
the
Your
famous singer
glasses.
that was killed.
Duh.
I think of that with the thick
See,
glasses.
they call them
And
Buddy Holly glasses. That's why.
what?
Yes,
No way.
it's just in your mind. You just forgot that that was a thing, but like it's
No,
probably
you're
loosely.
joking.
No, it's probably loosely back there.
Oh my God.
That was a thing that they would say. It was
How do
like
you know that?
the
You're only
thick
28.
frames. Well, no, I wasn't alive when they said it, but well, actually, it was because just growing up, I think that's what it was called. Like if I were to Google Buddy Holly
Oh my gosh.
glasses, yeah, he was known for his iconic thick black horn-rimmed frame. So that's why people would call it like Buddy Holly glasses. And
That's okay. I swear to God. Maybe you had another
it
life
like
that
unlocked your memory.
I don't know. That's really weird that things subconsciously I said that. Why did he came to mind, but yet I didn't even know they called it Buddy Holly glasses. Buddy Holly.
Right.
So it wasn't like Elvis Presley glasses.
And I do remember one time in particular on a Law and Order. That's how they described it. They're like he wore glasses like Buddy Holly, and so maybe it's just from the Law and Order episode.
You
Maybe it's
see, so
not a
this
thing. Listeners, is it a thing? I thought that was a thing. Tell us.
how do I have a 28-year-old daughter that knows all this? This is crazy.
People say I died in the 90s and came
I
back and
really
finished
think
my
you
life.
did. I mean, things do come back. And I go into something else I was thinking about. We were talking just to recap last time about the internet. We were talking about how when I was growing up, obviously we didn't have computers till much later. I remember having to take a computer class when I was in high school, and I was like, "Oh my God, a computer class!" And then when you were young, I started, learning about Facebook.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, so you lived and grew up like with Facebook, but now even with AI, that to you is like a whole nother phenomena. Like for me, no computers to cell phones to not AI, but to just internet
Right.
is, I mean, we grew together on that side, right? We both had the internet together. We discovered that together. But I don't know, I guess the way I'm trying to say is that for the internet, that was something that I came into and I kind of jumped on your wingtails because you were learning it when I was learning it.
Mhm.
But there was a whole part of my life that I didn't have any of
Right, of
this.
course. Right.
And then you and I kind of grew into it together, the Facebook together.
Hmm.
But I keep looking back at there was a part of you that didn't have the internet.
Well, I was a
That,
child.
but,
I was a
but you
super
were
child.
little. So
Right.
that's why it's kind of a different
It's
experience for
totally different. Like I had a normal childhood. A lot of kids now are just like glued to their phones. I was
me.
one of the last generations, maybe Olivia 2001, that had normal childhoods where you go outside and play with friends and there wasn't electronics to this
Yeah.
extent. But at the same time, you like went through actually being an adult without any of that stuff. Like you were in high school, you were in middle school, you grew up without computers and
So
cell
do you
phones.
remember for yourself
Remember what?
being young and not, or you just feel like you grew up and all of a sudden there's Facebook? Like,
Yeah, I
remember
mean, like I
you feel
remember
like,
my childhood, but like my I don't have anything to compare it to. Nowadays, I'm sure like it would be like my kids growing up in a different way, but I want to give my kids a normal childhood, but I feel like I just would go out and play and do normal things and be in activities, and there was no pressures of socials like the young girls have today. So definitely different. But yeah, like when I was learning Facebook, you were learning Facebook, whereas when my kids learn whatever socials, I think I already have had the socials my whole life. So
right,
crazy. It's so different.
yeah, that's why it's very strange.
It's weird.
And I guess we'll get to some of the sad stuff first, and then we'll move into some interesting stuff. So let's just recap because we didn't really bring this up last time. And I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I do want to recognize that even before 2026, 2025, at the end, around December 13th or so, we lost Rob Reiner and Michelle Reiner. And that was a horrible, horrible situation that I did want to mention. And we'll go back to that. Then we also lost, as you know, in February, all these stars. Catherine O'Hara, which I was shocked. James Vanderbeek, so upsetting. And after James Vanderbeek died this past week, when we had just gotten off the air, within 3 days, we lost Robert Duvall, Jesse Jackson, and now, unfortunately, Eric Dane. So, bum, bum, bum. The one thing I will say, I was so heartbroken and shocked about Vanderbeek, even though we knew he had a disease, because he's so young and all this information came out about him knowing and inviting friends over, that after he died, with the exception of Eric Dane that we'll talk about that I was so upset about, these other people that died, it's not that I didn't care, but I did feel like, oh, Robert Duvall, well, he was 95, is expected. And Jesse Jackson, oh, that's sad. But again, poor James Vanderbeek. So then when Eric Dane died, I was able to tell you and Olivia, you guys didn't know. And we were all like, oh no. Even though we were expecting him to go sooner than later, we didn't think it was going to be this soon.
10 months.
So,
Yeah, I mean, that
so
seems quick.
do you want to wrap, like, let's scroll it back. First, talk about Rob Reiner. What's your thoughts? And then we'll move forward with how you think we all process these deaths and why these other deaths, not that they weren't important, but with each one happening after James Vanderbeek, with the exception of Eric Dane, they didn't hit me as hard.
That's
You
true.
know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
Rob Reiner was like such a shock. When I first read the reports, my initial thoughts were, oh, it was a brain. No, my first thought was it's carbon monoxide poisoning. Two adults like found dead at their house. I was like, oh no, it happened again. I think the Gene Hackman of it all was still in my head.
Right.
Then I heard like police homicide. I said, oh my God, someone broke in. It's one of those Beverly Hills robberies that's been happening where people break into these celebrities' homes. Then I think they said something else, and I started to think. I like Googled his family, and I looked at the son, and I was like, oh my God, what if it was like one of these situations? There was a lot of photos of Nick online that looked unhappy and maybe kind of angry and just not part of the cohesive family. And then I started reading about him, and there was these past struggles, and so I was like, oh my gosh, what if it was his son or something? And then all of a sudden the news broke, and I was still shocked, even though that was my fourth initial thought. Fourth thought was it was his son after my other theories, I was still like, whoa, that's awful. And that was such a shock. He was such a legend. He's created so many incredible films. Him and his wife were so beloved. They have other children. So that was just a gruesome homicide. And so that was shocking.
So my question to you is, I think we were texting each other when this happened. And I remember seeing it on, I don't know if it was TMZ, but you know how I am. I don't know what to believe, I know TMZ is true. For some reason, they get everything first. But I can't remember if you were the one that told me about it or I texted you. Something happened where I was like, wait, I think I couldn't process what I was reading.
Hmm.
Like I didn't understand it at first. It didn't register. And then we started texting. And then all this information was coming out. And I feel like you knew it before they actually reported it. That's what it was. I remember us texting. Something happened where you knew it, maybe because you were reading it from TMZ. And my mind couldn't understand, like, what, I don't get it. Like, what? And
Crazy.
all of a sudden, he became really important to me. Like, all in the family, like, was in front of my face. I didn't even realize that when Harry met Sally, he was part of that whole crew,
Yeah,
direct
well, that's
producer.
yeah. I guess you knew him the generation previous, and then there was another generation that knew him all in the family. Although I no, Harry met Sally. So yeah, you were
Yes.
all in the family, and then like
Yeah.
the youngins knew him from How Harry Met Sally.
But
So
I should have known that
but you
because,
should have known it. You should have known it.
yeah.
'Cause hello.
So it's weird how our our mind starts to process things differently, but we couldn't believe it. You and I couldn't believe it. And how sad for them, right? Now, they had done something about his substance abuse in the past, documentary with the son who had mental illness. And what it turned out, and we're still waiting to hear, is that it sounds like he had schizophrenia and he had changed medicines.
Right.
Psychiatrists had changed what he was taking. And so I think he's going to plead insanity. But unfortunately, and again, I don't know why, maybe they don't want to pay him. They changed lawyers.
Yeah, he had Alan Jackson who defended Karen Reed and won that, and he was like everyone's hero. Two double back-to-back trials that he won. Karen Reed is free, who was with the
Right,
Boston cop, and then they alleged she ran him over, and she said it was a cover-up. And Alan Jackson was a star. I had no idea about him prior, and so apparently he's also represented a lot of awful people as clients. But when I watched him in Karen Reed, I was like, oh my God, this is like an incredible
right,
trial. Whether she did it or not, just the way he works as a lawyer is top notch. So I was
right,
really shocked when he took on the case and then when he stepped away. But I think maybe they stopped paying him because they didn't want to fund his legal
right,
fees. Because again, his other siblings are in charge of the money now, and that's their
right.
parents. But also, he said under the California law, my client is innocent, which means he's saying like he's insane, So you'll that's how it's gonna go. But
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
heard a lot of buzz about it because of where the heck we are now.
Well, that's the thing. When we talked about it last time, I remember Kobe Bryant. I was like, that was the worst thing. Nothing's going to be worse than Kobe Bryant. Those poor family, he's just killed. Every time something happens,
It's
like a
all
big
awful.
tragedy,
It's just all
it's all
tragic.
awful. Whether it's expected or not.
Right.
I feel like the unexpected is more of a shock in a way that, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like James Vanderbeek, we expected it, but then we didn't expect it. We
Well,
wanted
because
to
these
believe
are also celebrities and public figures, and I think there's an element to people thinking they're intouchable or invincible. And
because
you've grown up
yes,
watching this person on TV, and some people think, oh my gosh, they're rich, they're famous, they have everything. How can they die? How can something
right.
happen to them? But they're just human. They're,
And
it doesn't mean Sharon. I always think of Shannon Doherty because, like, I just love her so much.
I know
Like,
too.
it doesn't matter what you're like, it can affect anyone. Nobody is safe from disease, from death. Like, it's awful. And
And
it knocks you down, and then it scares you because then I think people start to think, well, first of all, we've
no
lost so
mortality.
many people in their 50s, which is just insane from cancer and ALS. And Christina Applegate has MS. It's scary to think and see people that you grew up loving and watching be debilitated like that. And also, I don't feel like we've had this many iconic deaths in a row in a long time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like there's been a lot of icons, one in a
right.
row, even back to Diane Keaton and on. Doesn't
Oh,
it
you
feel like
didn't
there's been
mention
a
her.
lot of
Did I
heavy
mention?
icons dying like back to back?
Right, right. And it's really sad because you feel like we were talking about the parasocial relation aspect of it. And again, I was reading more about it, and it's like people identify with their childhood so a lot of these people represent their childhood to them.
Right.
So it's like a loss of your childhood. Again, reinforcement in your own mortality or your own dreams. And now this person's gone, they're invincible. And what does that mean for your future?
Right.
I just find it so hard to separate, even though we don't know these people. Like
Right.
they wouldn't know us. They wouldn't be sad if we died, but they're famous,
I'm
right?
sorry. Okay, yeah. I mean,
And and
I'm not
also,
like,
go
no,
ahead. You
I mean, yes, I am so heartbroken for these people, but also, why do you have to say it like that? It's so offensive. Like, you're like, they don't care if you die. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
well, and the thing is, that's where we talk about the whole internet, right? In the olden days, my day, you had TV, you had phone, you had
Right.
newspaper, radio, but you didn't have a
It's in
phone.
your face, but that's my thing.
He
Like
had a
I
phone
was
that was
watching,
connected to the wall. It wasn't a
it wasn't like
computer.
glued to you 24/7, but I
Well, you
was
could look
watching,
everything up and find about anyone you want to know, anything.
yeah, I
It's
was
so distracting and it's so upsetting. I don't
yeah.
want to know all this stuff.
No, I don't want to know all of this stuff. It's too much, and I feel like it's just a lot really depressing. But that's why, like the other night, I was watching a podcast, and it was late, and I was like, I'm going to bed because like I am a busy bee. I love my life and I'm putting myself first. And like I know damn well this celebrity wouldn't wake up like, lose her beauty
Right,
sleep at night. I'm not gonna lose
right,
my beauty sleep by watching her. Like I'm gonna go to bed
right.
and finish her podcast in the morning about health and wellness because I care about my health and wellness. So I mean for me there's like a level. Like I feel like a lot of people on the internet who are more removed from Hollywood feel it deeper
Yeah.
because I don't know, like I'm really sad and upset, but it doesn't affect me to a level of like I'm sobbing and crying. Like I just feel awful for these people and
Well, that's what I
it
mean. I'm
takes
not,
me back, but I'm not like scrolling and like, obsessing over everyone's every
but
move.
it's like our reactions are so weird because this happens every day with normal people.
But some
A
people
lot
don't care at
of times.
all. Like I have a lot of friends who
I
couldn't
know.
care less. And here I am like, I'm so upset Eric Dane died. And they
Oh
could
my
not
God.
care less. So
Lisa Martinez didn't even know who he was.
yeah, all
I
the
think
men are like who?
she
And I'm
knows,
like, please leave.
right, didn't
Leave
even
my
know who it
door.
was. But you know what's funny? I have a friend whose daughter didn't know who she was saying. And then when she said McKee, whatever his name,
McSteamy.
Steamy, then she's like, oh my God, not Miss Steamy.
I saw a video, it's mixed steamy, and I saw a video like that, and someone was like, her boyfriend was taking a video, and he's like, oh, Sarah texted that Mick MC Steamy died, and she's like, MC Steamy, and then she's like, just take the photo, and then he's like, Mick Steamy, and then she's like, what? She started crying. But
Right,
it's so heartbreaking because this is why I hate the internet, because after
right.
someone dies, now all I see is all of his great clips on Grey's Anatomy to sad, depressing music,
Well,
death scene
right.
in Grey's. I'm like, I don't want to be heartbroken all over again.
Well, and like now, like this is what I'm saying. It's a distraction. I'm supposed to be doing laundry or studying for our interview or
Yeah.
whatever, and walking my dogs. All of a sudden, I see Ellen DeGeneres that posted from
Oh,
Steamy when he first did,
yeah.
uh, which I never watched. What
Grey's
was it?
Anatomy
Grey's Anatomy, and his sexy, I guess, towel in,
scene.
scene. And they showed that today, and I'm watching it. It's like everything
That's
is
what
just
I'm saying. I don't want to be more depressed. It's so heartbreaking. What do you think about the GoFundMe's? Because this is
oh,
where the internet
God.
is split. James Van Der Beek's GoFundMe, I think it's like over 2 million. And
Yes.
a lot of people were like, yes, let me help. But then a lot of people, when Eric Dane's GoFundMe went up, were like, this is ridiculous. Why do you need my money? But people thought, of course, said that with Vanderbeek, but where do you stand? What do you make of these GoFundMes? Because
Well, it's funny. I just noticed that today and I was taken back, I'll be honest, when I
oh,
saw the Eric Dane GoFundMe. I'm like, what does he need it for? He was all set up. I mean, he wasn't in financial debt the way they're saying James Vanderbeek was. It sounded like he was set up okay. They said Johnny Depp had him, I didn't understand this part, had him living in his apartment
his
or
house,
something.
yeah. Johnny Depp owns a bunch of houses, and so one of his properties he let Eric live in for free during this journey.
For what reason though? Because did Eric
Well,
have the
here's the
money?
thing, money, because one of his friends posted that because of COVID and ALS, Eric couldn't work and like provide for his family. So maybe people don't have as much money as you think. If COVID making the work dry up, maybe there aren't like all these actors that we love aren't millionaires who have like indisposable funds. Maybe they were paycheck to paycheck. Now, of course, their paychecks are much different than other people's,
Right.
but people are saying, well, Rebecca is dating a 74-year-old billionaire. Like, why can't he step in? So I'm reading these comments and it's really interesting because I don't know, like obviously if they didn't need the GoFundMe, they wouldn't post it. They must obviously
Right.
need the money.
Right.
And so, of course, you say how much you love this actor and you're so upset. Well, then you donate. If you don't want to
Right.
donate, don't donate. But I think it's rude to knock it. But people are commenting and being like, what about other kids whose fathers died? And, GoFundMe's were originally set up for people with no money that were regular, schmegular, everyday Joes. But now so many celebrities have GoFundMe's. But
Well,
celebrities, they're just like us.
yeah, but I wonder with the GoFundMe, why don't they just because I read that quickly today and I was shocked. Why don't they just have the other celebrities for Eric Dane do the GoFundMe? Why does it have to
That's
be
what people
regular people
say.
like
People
us?
say that.
Oh, is that what they said?
People always say that. They're like, you have rich friends. Why can't your friends donate?
Right, like all the
I don't
people
know.
that
Maybe
was in
it's not their
Hollywood.
responsibility, and maybe they don't want to. Maybe
Why
Rebecca,
do they want us to do it? Like,
if you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's
I
my
mean,
thing.
I do donate to dog causes
Oh, me too.
and pet stuff, but after a while, it's like everything. Where is this going to
Where
end?
does it end? I donate to everything.
And
Like that.
no offense,
Oh,
but I feel like the Eric Dane thing is a lot different than the situation with James Vanderbeek. I mean, James Vanderbeek, he apparently didn't even own his house, and he got his friends to help him buy it. He knew he was going and dying this last year, I guess, just a few months ago. Everything must have happened really quick, and he was able to buy it out because it was rented.
well, it happened quickly for Eric too. 10 months is not a long time. It wasn't even a year.
Right.
And it was a
I
quick,
know.
really quick
Well,
demise.
that's true. That's
Did you
true.
watch
James
his last
Vanderbeek,
words like on
yes,
Netflix? That was so depressing.
about I
James,
want you.
not James, yeah, Eric about his kids and loving Rebecca. I was just like, and Rebecca's been posting all day long. It's like a knife to the heart. I'm like, this is so sad.
Oh, I haven't been seeing what she's posting. What is she
Just a
posting?
lot of childhood photos, with the girls. But then people are like, they're in competitive dance. Like, you're always at the Polo Lounge. Why are you needing the GoFundMe? But again, they also have a different lifestyle that maybe they
Right.
want to uphold. It's just so fascinating to me, the GoFundMe of it all. Like, I was on
Yeah.
TikTok and this father came up whose son needs a blood, like, what is it?
Yes. I
I was
saw that.
this close to buying a kit, this close to buying a kit. I was like, should I do it? Should I
What's the
donate
kid?
my marrow?
What do you mean?
Because
What
you
do
have to
you mean?
donate he needs a marrow transfusion because he has bone blood cancer, but he's a beautiful high school guy. He's
Yeah.
like so smart, such a sweet kid. His father is advocating, a completely normal guy, and if you don't get the transfer, he will it will turn to blood cancer and then he will die. And I don't want that to happen to him. But like so many people are commenting and they're all buying the kit to be a match because he had two matches that fell through. So I was like, but what if I have the mentality of, oh, all these people will do it. I don't have to do it. But then what if everyone has that mentality? So I was like, should I do it? Should I do it? But then you might not be a match for him, but you might be a match for anywhere else in the world. I couldn't commit to that right in this moment, but I might still
Oh,
do it. But that's a little scary.
that is scary. I mean, look at your
I
friend
was this
August.
close.
Your friend August, who had a
Yeah.
transplant, what do you have? A kidney
Kidney
transplant?
transplant.
It was genetic. His mother had it. I don't know if his sister, but his mom and him, they both got donors. He has like a
Mhm.
brand new lease on life now.
Yes, but the bone marrow is supposed to be an easy procedure. Val on
Okay.
90210, there was a bone marrow episode. So I was like, well, if I do this, I have to go back and watch that bone marrow episode. But like also that is a really big commitment if my bone marrow could match with someone anywhere in the world. And then they're like, we'll fly you there. I'm like, oh my God, this is too stressful.
Oh,
But I
gosh.
need this kid to get a match. Like I'm rooting and so many people are applying. But just in general, the GoFundMe's and all of the people asking for help just breaks my heart. I want to help everyone, but then I would be living in a box on the street because
And this gets to my point that if you didn't have the social media, we wouldn't have all those sources of information would be through the media, like the print,
yeah.
like a newspaper or on the
But it
radio.
would be local, a lot of localized news. Like you wouldn't know that Billy
Right.
Bob Joe in Kentucky needs a kidney transplant, okay?
That's
And it's
right.
like depressing that the news spreads out so far because we're seeing so
That's
many
right.
tragedies far and wide.
That's right. So that part is good, but then it's not so good for people that just want to kind of live in a cocoon and not listen to the negativity
Right.
or the sadness. It's the same thing with the dog rescues. You mean dog rescues are online? All these dogs have an opportunity around the world to be transported here and adopted and have a second lease on life. If we didn't have the internet, like when I was growing up, you just go to your local dog shelter.
Right.
That was it. And it wasn't even as big, of a thing. It was more, now it's, adopt, don't shop. But growing up, when I grew up, I wasn't sensitive to the rescuing. I don't even know if there was something called rescuing. It
Right.
was
And
more
now there's the
shelter.
bunnies and there's the hedgehogs and there's the guinea
Right.
pigs you want to rescue. It's like, God dang it. I want to save you
Right.
all of you.
This is all
New.
encompassing good and bad of having the
For sure.
internet bring people together and bring them in, whether it's watching someone die, watching someone have a GoFundMe. So getting back to what we were talking about, not to get too far
Yeah.
removed, I think that the GoFundMe, depending on the situation, might be good. I think it's a little odd. I mean, I don't know enough about,
Their
Rebecca,
finances.
finances, but and then James Vanderbeek, I heard he still had a property in California.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. Yeah, and that's the other thing, but maybe they were renting that property out. Now, again, he had 6 kids and
Right.
cancer. And I just think this maybe shows you that it's a bad economy. People are not as
Yeah.
rich as you think they are because,
Right.
I mean, to have all these GoFundMe's, and I wonder how much money Eric's has raised it. I know James has raised a lot, but it's funny the reaction between James's and Eric's. Like
Yeah.
it was a really
And
stark
then
reaction.
you're taking away from James's by giving to Eric's.
Or
Those are
give to both. Give to
yeah,
both.
that's true. That's true. Well, I also wonder, like, with all these famous people, like the Kardashians, whatever, why don't they do a fundraiser, raise money? You know what I mean?
That's what people say. And
It's
again, I think there was someone who donated a $250,000 monthly donation to James. So maybe people are
yes,
anonymously doing their part and things like
yes.
that. You never know. You never know.
I know. And where do you happen to know? This is a question I'm going to ask you. You probably don't know when the first GoFundMe started and who started it. How many years has that
I
been
don't
going
even
on?
know, but I guarantee the first ever GoFundMe was like this little boy was like badly hurt and they have no money and they need help and it just took off from there. They realized like anyone can make a GoFundMe
Yeah,
and then all the scams started happening. There have been
right.
so many people who go to jail for fake scam GoFundMes. It's
Yeah.
insane. People are
And
crazy. They'll
it's
ruin
just
any
crazy.
good thing.
Or also, like, if you're just like commenting on a dog website, which I've done, next thing you know it, they're trying to get me to adopt. Someone sees that,
Yeah.
and it's not from the people I'm commenting on their website. Somebody else is then trying to show you that they have a website.
Right. They're like,
So
you're a
they
bleeding
want you-
heart. Come over here.
yeah. Or just adopt,
Right.
but I don't even know if it's true. So it's just one big mess. But yeah, so it's been a very, very stressful month,
Yeah.
as well as December with,
Depressing.
yeah. And I think that's all I want to talk about on that. And if there's anything else you want to add on, I mean, I feel like now there's all these widows and
Yeah.
people, and it's,
It's
it's
just
so,
tragic and it's depressing and yeah, I don't even know. It's really, I said, I don't feel like we've had a lot of deaths like this in a row in Hollywood in a long time. It's like a lot of iconic
right.
men who have just, or like women who have really people have grown up with. And that's the hardest part, facing your own mortality and the parasocial relationships with these big A-list stars. It's
Yeah.
depressing. It's
Yeah.
depressing. But we can
And I
move on to
know,
the Olympics and talk about
okay, you can
something
talk about the
fun.
Olympics. It's more fun. Yeah. And then one more thing with the Oscars, I'm sure they'll have a huge memorial. Every year they do the memoriam, and it's going to be really a sad one. A lot of times I'm looking up on the stage and they mention people that I didn't even realize had passed. But I can tell you now for certain, feel like I know most of the people that have passed
Yeah.
recently. It's just so sad. So anyway, I just wanted to say that the Olympics are coming to a close. I really have been enjoying the ice skating. I really have
Yeah.
not watched any skiing, and I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of the men's ice skating. What I did immerse myself in was the women's figure skating. I didn't know there must have been dance. Do they have dancers at the Olympics too? Because
Well, it's
there's
all winter sports. It's all winter
but
sports.
in ice skating, there's because I was a figure skater growing up from age like, gosh, I don't know, 6 to 18. There's the dance part of ice skating, there's freestyle, and there's individual freestyle and couples freestyle and couples dance. I'm wondering, was there any dance?
I
Like,
don't
did
think so,
ice
unless
skating?
I know there was one more today, right? Did you watch today's? Was there
I did
anything else?
not. Oh, there was one today.
Well, was
See,
there today? That might have been today's, but
I
maybe there
don't know.
wasn't.
I just feel like because when I was ice skating growing up, I had to take patch, which was figure eights as a technical. You had to do patch to get on levels. It was really boring doing these figure eights. And then I did dance where I had a partner, but my favorite was freestyle. And freestyle was like the jumps and the spins and all. So that's the only thing I've been watching. And I couldn't remember. I got to look it up. In the Olympics is
I'm not seeing it.
I don't think there's actual dance. I don't
There's
mean
not.
dancing.
Right, that
The whole
segment or that.
area, yeah. And I do feel that if you want to know, then and now, growing up, I mean, my gosh, I was working on my double axel and doubles, double toe loop, double flip. I had the Dorothy Hamill haircut, which I hated, but I loved doing the sow cow. But my favorite was the spins more than the jumps. And I absolutely loved the camel spin, which is, where you're on one leg and up. what I've noticed now is that not only have they increased the jumps, they've gone from doubles to triples to quadruples, mostly triples. They're doing, besides doing that, they also have their hands up, and they're not just jumping. Now their hands are straight up. It's like a new recent move that I never noticed all these years, in the last maybe 10 years or 8 years, where they have their hands straight up when they do the jump. Very interesting. And what I don't understand is, how are they able, their bodies are the same. How have they been able to go from single to double to triple? How, like, what kind of
Crazy.
training do they have? What do they do different? What type of equipment? What type of coaching? And to me, it's just incredible to watch. Incredible. Even if they don't get the height, the fact that they're getting the rotation,
Yeah,
to
it's like
me,
upgrading from like a house phone, like your
yep,
spiral cord on the wall to an iPhone. Like
right,
crazy.
right.
Yep, now can do triple.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, why did
Yeah,
no one think about that back then? Why wasn't it possible?
exactly. And the sit spins I was noticing are different too. So in my day, we would do a sit spin. It was a regular sit spin. Now they're doing all this stuff where they're bent forward, they're up, they're down, their arms are like contortionist. I'm like, how the heck are they, like, what are they coming up with? How do they do this? Like, who taught this? Who,
What was the pressure like back then, like as a figure
well,
skater competing?
growing up, I will say my mom never put pressure on me. I did it more as a fun hobby versus and a sport versus not a competitive edge. Although I did compete once, and the one time I competed, I won a silver medal.
Wow.
But I was in a figure skating club called the Charter Oak Figure Skating Club, and it was big. And I had private lessons, I had group lessons, and I would ride my bike to skating, and I loved it. I did it every week, several days a week. I didn't compete as much because that was not my thing, but I loved just the joy of doing it. And I have pictures of me in my costumes. And I remember very specifically my mother always getting stressed out. Every year we get these amazing costumes. My mother never learned to sew. She'd go right to the dry cleaner to have them make the costumes. She'd be like, all right, tell me what it is. And she was kind of like funny about that. She'd be like, all these other mothers are making the costumes. I'm not wasting my time doing that. I barely can sew. So I didn't care as long as the costumes were made. So I found it really fun and not stressful at all. And as the years have progressed, and I'm sure like growing up, there were women and parents like they have now that were very hardcore to their children where they had to train, train, train. But it wasn't my life. I mean, it was part of my life, but it wasn't what was defining my life, if you will. Obviously I wasn't going
Well,
to a
what was it
special.
like when you won the silver medal? Were you so nervous?
I was so nervous, but it wasn't, I don't remember, to be honest. It wasn't a huge competition, but I was so proud of myself. And now I think back, I guess I should have asked my parents, I want to skate more and I want to do more. But I just was happy and content doing the little bit I did.
Yeah.
Being in the shows was the highlight. Um, and I have photo albums and photo albums I could show on this podcast.
Oh my gosh, take photos afterwards and I'll
Right.
insert these pictures in for our podcast.
Yes, I
I'm
got to
editing.
go through all my photo albums and I could put some in
Yeah.
my ice skating. So that really rings true that yes, there was competition back then, but I don't know, maybe it was more quieter. Maybe I was shielded from it because just like with my own kids growing up, you guys, I never put the pressure on you guys to be the best. I said, do what you love, but if it's something that takes over your life and you don't enjoy it, then stop doing it. Like
Mhm.
Evan did karate. He started with hockey. He was so cute as a hockey skater, but then he stopped, went into karate, and that was great. He got, the junior black belt at 11 years old, or black belt, whatever, second degree black belt. But then when he was ready to stop, he stopped. And then he went to tennis. Then he did music and tennis. But I just feel that the pressure is hard and you really have to come at it with a really better attitude that if you don't win, it's just about the journey,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be winning. And that brings me to the Olympics and talking specifically about two women who really stood out in these Olympics and the difference of how they approach things. And that would be the woman who's 20, at least Alyssa Liu, that won, right? She won the gold, first time since 2003 that she won. I mean, that's incredible. There has not been a gold United States medalist since 2003. And I'm forgetting the name. It's coming to my, do you remember who won the 2003? I can't remember now. I'm blanking out.
It wasn't Tara
No,
Lipinski.
Tara won later. It was
No, Tara won before. I thought Tara won later than 2003.
oh, no, you're right.
Tanya Harding,
I can't
um,
because I think Olivia was telling me
Lipinski, Tara Lipinski,
nobody's
Michelle
even had a
Kwan.
medal
Was it
since
Michelle Kwan?
no.
Oh,
That
I'm
was
just naming famous figure skaters.
no, who was the one that won the gold? Blonde hair, was it Sarah? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. She won the 2003 women's skating Olympics. I can't remember her name.
Was it Michelle Weiss?
No, they
2003
said it. I can't remember.
Olympics. Let's see.
But Alyssa Liu, her attitude and her background story amazes me.
Weiss is a guy.
And
My bad. Oh, Michelle Kwan. I was right.
what year was she?
2003. I knew it. I said it. Sarah Hughes won in 2002.
Sarah Hughes. That's
She
who I
won
was
in
thinking.
2002.
Okay, then Michelle Kwan.
And then
Look at
Michelle.
you.
Because I saw a photo of Michelle and Alyssa together yes, today.
Then when did Christy Yamaguchi win?
Oh my God, another name. God, all these names.
Oh my God, it's all come back.
Christy
Just like
Yamaguchi.
the thick glasses.
I know. She won in 1992.
Oh wow, right
Yeah,
before I
you're
got
dating
married.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I wanted to really talk about was mental illness, mental attitude, how you can be an incredible Olympian or any kind of sport, and how your mindset can really take over how you succeed.
Hmm.
So, for example, if you look at Alyssa Liu, very interesting story. I watched the 60-minute interview. I don't know if you watched
Yeah.
it. She was raised by a father, ironically, that never got married. He had surrogates and five different children. From China, he defected. I think China, how do you say that? Tiananmen Square, whatever. Can't say it. But anyway, he came to this country. He was a businessman, and she was the first of, I think, the five. And he was very, very hands-on her skating career. So much so that it became kind of like she was over it. And at 16 years old, I think she stepped back and stopped. Tired of being told what to eat, tired about the program, tired about, you know, how much she had to miss out on being a kid, a teenager, whatever. She said, I'm not having fun. I'm going to go travel the world and I'm out. She comes back, what is it, at 20?
I thought
4
she was
years
oh 18. She
or
first came
18?
back at 18. Yeah.
18. Okay, comes back 2 years later. That's right. And what did she compete? And she said, I come back. I'm only coming back. She contacts her coach. She contacts the choreographer. And she decides that if she's going to do it, it's going to be on her terms completely. Everything's going to be on her terms. Everything.
I love it.
Music, I love it. How much she eats, what she looks like. She dyed her hair. She's like a
She
striped.
has like the two cool like little like rings on her teeth. She
Oh,
dyed her
yeah.
hair.
That wasn't braces? I
She
thought
did
that
those
was
to
braces.
herself. They're smiley faces.
Oh my gosh.
She
I
like
thought
it's
that
like
was
almost like
like,
a like tooth gems.
oh my God, like the rockers, like
Hmm.
the what do you call it? The hip hoppers,
The
the
rappers.
the
Yeah.
rappers. So she comes back and she's like, it's on my terms. And then she wins like this year, I don't know, from 16, no, from 18 to 20, but she won this year gold for, I believe, the Worlds. I think it
Yeah.
was World Champion or something. Anyway, watching her fascinated me on this ice because I had not been following, I'll admit it. It's kind of like the Super Bowl. I don't watch, I stopped watching, although I should be watching because I was a figure skater, but I watched the Olympics. So I haven't watched any of the other stuff. But then when it's the Olympics or it's the Super Bowl, I'm fascinated. She is the coolest cucumber I've ever seen in my life. And Scott Hamilton even said, what an incredible attitude. And I do believe, based on her terms, based on her calmness, the fact that she said, I don't care if I win, it would be cool, but I'm there just to entertain. And she said something very specific. She said, as long as they're talking about me, whether it's good, bad, or the ugly, I win or lose, that's good enough for me. And I'm telling you, Alexandra, with that, her fortitude, that got her to the gold.
Hmm.
That's why she won the gold. And I was crying, and Scott Hamilton was crying. I've never in my life seeing somebody. They also commented on, she talks to the crowd before she performs. She talks to everyone. So calm and so genuine and so nice to the people she's competing with, hugging them, even if she's competing against them, not even
Yeah.
on her team. So that, I believe, is what really got her to the end and to winning.
I agree. It's all
Then
about
we,
mental attitude. And like, that's a huge thing about the universe and manifesting. When you're just having fun, that's when the universe shows up and gives you all your dreams. She said it was always her dream to connect with people. And this is the biggest way to do it. And that's what she's getting, this human connection. And when you just have fun and you relax and it's not, you're strangling your dreams, they happen. And this is so
and her
inspiring.
father, yeah, her father's not a tyrant,
No,
but
he
he's
was like, he
supportive.
was happy for, like, he was okay if she quit and he was okay when she came back. I
Right.
loved her coach who was like, she called me and I had to drink like so much wine because I was like,
Yes,
what's happening? And
right.
got her
Nobody
enough to come
lets her
back
come
at like
back.
18. Yeah.
And then they realize, you know what? She knows what she wants and she's going to go for it. And
And
honestly,
she's so Gen Z, her slang, her hair, her attitude, it's so funny. She's
it's
like,
so
it's so funny.
different to
Yeah.
watch it, right? Like
Yes.
no other skater.
Yes.
Most of them are also refined. They're not edgy. She's so
She's
edgy,
edgy. She's edgy.
right?
Yeah.
And then you compare it to poor Amber Glenn. Let's talk
Mm.
about Amber Glenn. Now, this is with mental illness,
Yes. It's yeah.
attitude, sad. And it rocked her, it shook her, it brought her around the corner to get her here. And then she had some ups and downs. Let's talk about where she started from. She had a whole different.
What did you read?
I did not read a lot about her. I will confess. So I don't know her
But what did
upbringing.
you see about her mental
I
health that
did
like struck
know
you?
that she had well, what I read was, and I don't know about her family, maybe you could fill me in on about her parents and her upbringing, that she got mental illness. She had an eating disorder and she had depression like the world has, which is very normal. Depression, anxiety, a lot of this generation, has so much of it. So she had a really hard struggling, thing with the whole mental illness world where she had to get some, I don't think it was just medication. I think she actually went through a program. I think she had some intervention medically beyond drugs. I don't know. Did she have a procedure done? I'm not sure if she had any of these new
She
procedures.
did inpatient treatment.
Okay, like did
Yeah,
she have,
which is true. And then
because I was
she
also a social worker for those out there that didn't know. So I'm really into and fascinated with the whole mental health arena. And my father being a psychiatrist and knowing about, and my mother unfortunately going through shock therapy. They do have a new thing called TMS. I don't know how long that's been around, but I don't know if she did any of those. I
No,
do
I
know.
think I
Oh,
think I said like her therapist told her like quit skating, don't ever skate again. She actually left treatment to go and skate and she called it a disaster and like had no memory of placing past six. And it was just that it was the pressures that I think she was putting on herself. She was struggling with ADHD, with her sexuality, and then I think it was just like a mental breakdown. See, and that's what shows when you're in a headspace of it's not that serious. I'm doing what I love, like a Alyssa, and then there's
right,
the opposite of someone who is so stressed out and is putting too much pressure on themselves, is spiraling out of control, has no grasp on how to handle the other problems in her life, which just mounts when you're this world famous figure skater and you're young and you're a teen. This is the
right,
result. Like it's really hard and it's actually inspiring and interesting to see two like the dichotomy, two completely different stories. Like these two women could not have had different paths, like Alyssa with her personality and then Amber with hers. And it's really fascinating to see how what it took to get here. I mean, and both of them took different things to get here. And not to say Alyssa never struggled, but Amber being so outward and open of like it was hell and it was really hard to get here.
right. And she's a lot older, right? She's like 5 years older. And when I watched the short program, it was a disaster for her because what happened, which I didn't understand, is she only messed up on the easiest jump. She did amazing on the harder jumps, right? But because she missed, they explained it, she missed the jump, that one jump, that took so much away from the harder jumps that she did. They said she did something so extreme,
Where did
but
she place?
on the short program she placed 15th or 16th. So when she came back for the long program, she was one of the first forerunners. So she was like one of the first people to compete, and she wasn't first, but she ended up starting out in the long program pretty much first. And so she was like on the top all the way from 15th. And so she was thrilled. But even with that being said, she messed up slightly. She landed. She didn't have any falling like she did, I think, on the short program, but she messed up on one little thing. But she still was at the top of her game. She was number one. But then as the night progressed and they had all these other groups of people competing, she slowly got lower, 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 and she ended up with fifth. Not terrible,
Not
but
terrible.
not what she had hoped for. She was hoping to be one of the first, first, second, or third. But very, very genuine and much in a better headspace. The other night when she didn't do well for the short program, she was devastated. And the woman kept trying to interview her. And I felt so bad for this Amber because Amber
Yeah,
just
now's
was,
not the time. Now is not the
that was
time.
not the time. And she just kept asking, how do you feel? And I mean, it was clear she felt miserable. And and I almost felt like, oh my gosh, is she going to revert back to her old ways? Because I don't know what skills she was taught to help her rise above it. And I guess what I learned from seeing it is that she picked herself up. Yes, she was crying, but she was still strong enough to take the second chance with the long program and turn it around and make it better, which she did. She made it way better. But I'm interested to know how she was able to accomplish getting from point A to point B when she gave up skating, what type of help, what clicked for her.
Right. I mean, she obviously loved it enough to come back because her doctor said don't ever skate again. And so she probably got a good grasp on her mental health enough to come back and know, regardless of the outcome, are you going to be able to handle it if you come back? And she obviously did a lot of work to be able to come back and, handle it again, I think,
But
because she did pick herself up.
why did her therapist say not to ever? That's
Maybe
not a
at the
good,
beginning of when she went to mental health, he's like, "This is what's like you can't go back. It's detrimental." Like at the eating disorder part. Maybe being a skater is so grueling about your body that that's a big part of the eating disorder. And if you want to heal the eating disorder, you can't go back to what causes it, right?
yes. Or maybe the eating disorder was because she felt that's the one thing she could
You can
control.
control,
And
maybe.
her skating, she couldn't control. Like
Right.
she couldn't always land the jump or whatever. I was wondering if she was more nervous. There was more anxiety around the ice skating that caused her to quit, not because she had an eating disorder. I thought maybe the ice skating, like with Alyssa Liu, is she just lost the funness from it. Like she didn't have fun anymore.
Yeah.
Or was it that she just didn't feel good about herself? Because Alyssa Liu, it wasn't that she didn't feel good about herself. She just felt like she wasn't living her best life.
Right.
And there was so much more
She
to
wanted
life.
to be a kid and like be with her
Right.
friends and stuff like that.
Ironically, they both came back to the sport
Yeah.
because it's in their core and they loved it. But I feel that with the way I saw her react, Amber, at the end of the short program, made me concerned. Like, did would this have been worse if she didn't go for the help, or was
Yes, of course.
was this better? Like, was she? I don't know if her reaction. My point is, I don't know if her reaction
Well, we
was
don't
that
know her
far
too.
off.
I mean, I don't know her personally, but I think because she picked herself back up and went to the long form and did really well, I think that's a testament in itself. And I think now we'll also have to follow her social media and see what she
Oh,
posts and where she goes from here and see if she's, if she's gonna do it again or keep skating for fun. So it's interesting to see. But it's also really beautiful to see their sisterhood. Like all of these skaters are have such a sisterhood, and like you said, they really root for one another, despite
and they
competing against each other or whatever. It's like so sweet to see the bond.
and they did the group, and she won. She won the group program.
Yeah,
She won.
so
Yeah.
that's a win under your belt. It's all about perspective. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's incredible to even be there. Think about
Well,
who you
that's
beat
what a
out.
lot of those women said, just to have their moment. And that's what she said that resonated with me. She said, Amber said, I had my moment. I got to be on that ice. I got to stand up. I didn't fall. And that's what I like. Some of those other skaters said, like, even when they fell, they had their moment. So to me, just to be there, it's so, the pressure's got to be so hard. And that's why I'm so impressed with Alyssa Liu, because you've got all these people looking at you and you don't know what they're thinking. And I, even being an ice skater, I haven't skated for many years, which I regret. And one of these days I'm going to get back on the ice. But I feel like when I'm watching it, I'm looking and saying, this is wonderful. But yet the people that are commenting on it are saying, oh, well, the rotation wasn't good. The height wasn't good. They did the spin, but they didn't get the
Well,
height.
we're just spectators, so we're not as harsh.
Right. Right. So it's very technical.
Right.
So to see
Are you
those,
going to get back on the ice? What are you going to do? When are you
I
going to
might,
go?
I still have my skates, so I'm gonna look
Well,
to
do
see.
it. What are you waiting for?
I know Olivia wants to do it with me. In fact, Olivia's like, I wish you would push me to ice skate more because Olivia used to skate, and that wasn't something you did a little skating too, but you
Yeah.
didn't do as much. I think Olivia, she did like a little club and stuff. So there was a point in my life where I'm too old now, where there are people in their 30s that were doing it, like
Wow.
back in Rockland County, like just skating, and I should have done it. So I did skate a little bit in my 30s, but just for fun, but I didn't
There's
take
lots of cool groups like grandmas who dance at 70. Like there's lots of groups
never
like
too
that.
late.
You're
So
never too
maybe
late, people.
yeah, so maybe I'll start and do some type of ice skating. I mean, that would be kind of
That'd be
cool.
so fun. Live your
Yeah,
dreams.
I do think there should be a reality show with the background of ice skaters,
Oh,
like they
that'd
have
be
the
so good.
cheerleader.
Not even the background, but like if we followed these ice
Right,
skaters, like the young
right.
ice skaters, that'd be
That's what I
really fun.
mean, like the cheerleaders,
Yeah, like the Dallas,
or
like, uh-huh.
Dallas Cowboys, or the gymnasts when we saw Simone
Right.
Biles. There should be a documentary on their lives and what it's like. I just thought that these Olympics were amazing. And I will admit, I was crying. I thought it was beautiful. I cried watching, I mean, to see Scott Hamilton get so broken up over all of it,
Yeah.
especially Alyssa Liu. So that was great. That was the highlight of my week. I am wanting to mention two sad stories, and then we'll go to some positive stories after this. Did you hear about the couple from West Hartford? They were Hollywood sweethearts,
No, high school sweethearts.
high school sweethearts. Sorry. I'm getting a text and I'm looking at the text on the computer. I shouldn't be doing that. It's coming up on my computer through my phone. Sorry. They were high school sweethearts and they fell in love. She was a teacher in West Hartford. They retired. They moved to Cape Cod and they were like in the early 70s and their dog was out and I don't know if it was off leash, a Labrador, and it must have gone on
This
the
is
ice.
crazy.
It fell onto the ice. The dog's fine, I think. Yeah, the dog's fine actually. And the wife fell in and she started screaming, and some rescuers came to help her. Husband fell in, and then they fell in, and they were able to get out themselves, but they could not rescue her and they couldn't find him. They rescued her, but she was dead, and they just found his body yesterday.
So they drowned?
They drowned. And I don't understand. It was a river. And I don't know why, like, the dog should not have been off leash, but they did what anybody would do. They wanted to rescue their dog. But quite honestly, I kind of feel like they should have called for help. I don't know. What would you do?
I would be too scared to walk on ice than I knew. I feel like any ice is going to go out under my feet at all times. I would be way too terrified to walk on the ice, but it's also a split second decision. Like, I think she just probably ran after her dog. Who knows if she was thinking about the ice? But that's so tragic. And like,
Why
so,
was the dog off leash or
you know, why
too?
was the dog off leash? But I
I mean,
don't
I'm
know.
not criticizing, but it's just, to me, it could have been so avoided. Like, it's like when you hear about the alligators that come up and pull the dogs in, but this was something where I think the dog ran out. We got to read up about it, but I think the dog ran out on the ice when they were taking a walk. They were doing their normal walk, and what a shame. And what I don't understand is when the rescuer went in, she was alive, and
So
then
how did
he,
she die? Was it just the cold?
I guess, both rescue. I don't know if she died right away. I mean, I don't get it. Why couldn't they pull her out? Like go under the water. They could, maybe it was just too hypothermia setting.
On Valentine's Day? That's
Yes,
so depressing, guys. To
yes.
die together with your significant other on Valentine's Day, I have no words.
I mean, I don't understand. I don't remember in all the years of doing our podcast, I don't remember all these depressing stories.
Did you know that?
I did not know them. Another parasocial. I
Well,
thought,
no, they're from West Hartford, I'm
I
saying.
know she was older, but I'm thinking maybe some of my friends went because they went to Bugby. But she was a teacher at Bugby. She
So,
was a
yes,
teacher.
the firefighter said these types of incidents are high risk but low frequency.
Right,
Always avoid tragedies, he said. Like, go always trying to avoid these tragedies. With the thawing and freezing, the ice gets weaker.
right.
Ice rescue training is a thing.
Is
But
it
don't be
crazy?
complacent. You think that ice is thick. Right now, it's above freezing. It's melting. It's weekend. Be aware. People should resist the urge to go running on the ice to help loved ones. Call 911 first. I mean, would they have a better chance if the dog fell through to rescue the dog than I don't want
Yes.
your, I mean, you don't want your dog to die though, so I understand the instinct.
The dog is fine. How did the dog survive?
Yeah, how did the dog survive? Did the dog, oh my God, imagine the dog ran to the ice and then just ran back, and then you're already on the ice and you go down. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. And
It's
then
so
they
sad.
couldn't find him for days, and the daughter wrote about it, and it's so sad. The daughter wrote about it. It's just, I couldn't believe it. It's just, and again, that's somebody that's not famous. So I do react to stories that are non-Hollywood. I want
Yeah,
everyone
I
to
mean,
know
you react to all death. You have a soul. So yeah, all death
I
is
have
gonna
an
hit a
issue
bit.
with death. Okay.
Yeah, okay, okay,
I
moving
love,
on. Can we do a positive story? What's a fun thing we've seen in the news this week?
okay, so we're not going to mention the avalanche, right?
No, no avalanche. I don't know what that means. Sorry.
It's the avalanche.
No
And
avalanche.
all these people who were killed.
No,
These,
I know I'm being sarcastic. I'm just gonna pretend I don't know.
okay. All right, let's not talk about the avalanche. It's too depressing. Okay, there's a happy story. It started off sad, but it is happy. So there was a dog at the airport that was brought by its master in Las Vegas, and
It's
apparently,
owner, it's master. What do you
I
mean it's
don't know what,
master?
I don't know what's, it somehow decided the person decided the dog wasn't for them, or I don't know what the problem was,
He no
and she
longer wanted
died
to
it.
be
She
an owner.
abandoned it. She abandoned it, and she went to go on the flight, and they
And she
arrested.
still took the damn flight.
Well, they wouldn't let her.
Oh, good.
They realized, I don't know how they figured it out. And then she got mad. She resisted arrest because she didn't
Was
want
she
to.
like, I'm coming back in 5 days. I'm gonna pick my dog up.
I don't know what the deal was. I didn't read the whole story, but basically they arrested her. And the guy that was, part of this whole investigation, he then wanted to make sure this dog had a great home. And he contacted the rescue. And then after several days of hold and nobody claimed it, he and his wife, he's a police officer, and their daughter adopted. And he named
Yay!
the dog JetBlue. The
JetBlue. That was the
JetBlue.
airline she
Yes.
abandoned
Isn't
the dog at. Oh my
that
God.
great?
I love it.
So,
Everything happens for a reason. JetBlue
yeah.
has, I can guarantee you, a much better life than before. So
Yeah.
yay. Yay, JetBlue, my favorite airline.
So
Yay.
that, yeah, so that was really cute. Cute name. I mean, a lot of times you hear these stories about the dogs that get lost, they just run off, or they get stuck under
The
the
cargo. I
yeah.
actually saw a really sweet video of someone captured one of the cargo guys when he transports the pets in the carriers, which I hate. Like I really hate that we have to put pets in carriers.
Well, we
But
don't, I mean, well,
well,
yeah.
I guess enough people do it that when he was transferring every single dog or cat onto the thing, he would take a minute to say hi to them and pet them, and someone captured it, like from the plane, and he didn't even know anybody was recording him. But each pet that came down the thing, he would make sure to have a moment with it. It was so sweet. I actually have a pet spider now. I will say that.
Oh my gosh.
Like I was vacuuming, and there was like a little spider web, and so I went to knock it down, and I didn't
Oh,
realize there was a spider attached to it, and I went to try to like get it again, and then I realized, oh my God, it's a spider moving, and I was like, I can't do it. He's probably so scared. I probably almost killed him, so I let him live, and now he's just chilling on the wall. No,
ew.
I love him. Why? I don't want to hurt another creature. What
You're
is he gonna?
kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. He's gonna eat the bugs for me if I ever get bugs. But I have a pristine house and a spider in the corner. But I don't want to kill him. Imagine your home gets torn up. I tore up his home. I feel awful. I was vacuuming, and then he's probably chilling, having a nice Friday night. And here I come, and I almost murdered him. And I killed his home. How
Oh
does
my
it feel to
God.
have your home murdered? Like I feel awful. I
Would you
destroyed
do
his
that with
house.
stink bugs? We have stink bugs here. Would you do that with stink bugs?
I would, I would have to see the stink bug,
I mean, the
but.
stink bugs don't hurt you, but the spiders, you could get a spider bite. You know that.
And I don't think he'll bite me. I don't, he's delicate. I have to name him. But the thing is, I just felt so bad that I destroyed his home, especially in this economy. Okay, and now he's homeless. And then he fell to the floor and I saw him scrambling. Like imagine you have a giant vacuum coming at you and you're like, "Ah!"
So
So
where is he now?
he's on the wall. She lives there now. And I
That's
was
weird.
so worried
He's
that like
not moving. He's not
no, he's
leaving.
moving. Well, that's the thing. I was worried I heard him because he wasn't moving, but like I counted his legs and I looked at the shape and then I turned around and I looked back, he was gone. I was like, oh yay. And then a few hours later, he was on a different spot of the wall. And now I think just this morning he's regained the courage to rebuild his home again. So I
Okay.
feel so bad.
So two things I just learned about you. Number one, yay, you vacuumed. You're actually doing housework, which is
I
shocking.
do it every day. No, I clean, no, don't tell people that. I clean every day.
I don't know, just joking. I'm like, that's good, you're vacuuming. But and the other thing is like you're not concerned that like he's gonna need food to survive. How does spiders
I asked Google. I mean, yeah, I think he survives off of like
yes,
bugs. Like, I mean, yeah, how was he surviving this whole time before I found him?
Yeah, but
What do indoor spiders eat?
it's kind of gross.
Moths, mosquitoes, and I mean, look, I don't have any of those things. I don't know how he's gonna survive.
You do not want a
But
spider
he's
bite.
so cute. Let's see where he, oh,
What's your
wait,
name him? Do you have
let
a
me see where
picture?
he is right now. Hold on.
How come he wouldn't move?
He's
I'm
built
sure
a
he's.
web. He's built a web. There's a web. He's
Ew,
starting again. He's starting again. He will be
you're
rebuilt his
kidding. You're
home. No,
kidding.
he's on a web.
Alexandra,
I'm
you're
so
gonna have to
happy for
find him.
him. It took all day. There was no web last night.
How do you build a web? Do you
I'm
know
gonna
that?
Google that right now.
That's really
How?
gross. I think you might need to do like a screening off in part of the
I
area.
know, but who am I to kill innocent like spider? And he's probably so
So
thankful right now.
you're upset about the web, but like if it was an ant or something, you would just kill it, right?
I mean, yeah, of course, but I would still feel really bad. Like, I don't want to kill. I mean, if I see any sort of bug, I will try to get them outside first. Like, who am I to take their precious life? But then I wonder, do you think bugs come back? Like, the people who are bad in their lives come back as bugs? So I'm like, is that Jeffrey Epstein? Is that Jeffrey Epstein? Like,
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
know. Because I'm like,
you're
maybe I'm
giving him a
letting like
second chance.
a convicted murderer live in my house.
Oh my
But
God, that's crazy. Another cute story I want to say. I don't know if you heard about that cute ape Punch.
what?
I don't have TikTok. Look up Punch. Evan knew about it. Your brother knew about it. Punch, the little baby gorilla or baby something, I think they call it something else, was abandoned by its mommy and they gave it a stuffed animal or something and he won't let go of the stuffed animal. But now he's socializing. Look it up. He's the cutest little, I don't know, they don't call it a baby gorilla though. I don't know what they
The baby monkey.
I read it
It's a
quickly.
monkey.
Did you see?
He was rejected by his mommy. So where
Yes.
does he live now?
I think he's at the zoo. He's making friends.
I'm so happy for him. Where was he
Now
abandoned?
that you could be happy for, not a silly spider.
Punch-Kun, the orphan Japanese.
I mean,
Wow,
my
that's so
God, you
cute.
see dad with the zapper. When we had flies, zap, zap, zap.
Well,
Like,
you guys almost wanted to kill a woodpecker, and I had to stop it. Like, you guys are
I know that is
inhumane.
true. That is true. We
I
did
love
want,
all living
we
creatures.
did
I
try,
don't
but it didn't
understand how
work.
girls are scared of bugs. Like, I would never be scared of that. Like, and then someone was like, "You were scared of squirrels," and it's like, okay, that was an irrational fear, and I can't kill a squirrel. So there's no harm, no foul. I could be scared from far away.
That is so funny.
All right, I think you know what? We're over an hour. We gotta wrap. We gotta wrap.
Oh no, we didn't get to any of our
I
shows.
know, I know. That's why maybe we should do another part two this week, and our second one can be love story and heated rivalry.
Okay, we could talk about the John F. K. and the heated rivalry. I think we've over how long have we been going?
An
Over an
hour and 20, so we
oh
gotta
God.
wrap it
Wait,
up.
we're certain yappers. My God.
Yappers. Yap, yap,
You're
yap.
right. You like
And
to
there's
yap.
been a closet disaster. Just really quick, sum it up in 2 seconds.
The cause of disaster is that's why I'm a little bit disconnected from you viewers here. So we have everything set up for the closet. I got everything on schedule. Closet's emptied. Guys are ready to do the floor. They did the floor. They did the painting. Your friend's coming. She's moving in for 2 days. The order was placed. All of a sudden, out of the blue, your father gets an email this morning saying that everything was canceled. My heart stopped. I'm like, what do you mean everything was canceled? Like, Caitlin's got to come next week. We've got the people setting up to do the work for IKEA. So, Dad and Caitlin have been dealing with it all day. Apparently, they said our order was canceled. Then somebody from IKEA said that's not true. Then Dad spoke to American Express and they said, you should have called us. We could have helped you with that. To make a long story short, and I don't even know because I can't read everything.
Okay, just
Last I heard, everything was good. The order was never canceled.
oh.
It was that a few pieces were getting there a day after the delivery. The delivery was coming Wednesday, and they're saying next day, right after, a few more pieces are coming,
Who
which would
told
be
you it was
fine.
canceled?
The actual IKEA
That's so
customer
crazy.
service. And I don't need anything till Saturday to be done. So even if we have 2 days of things being, dropped off later, it's fine. Wednesday to Saturday is fine, as long as it's all in by Friday night. And then the person comes Saturday from IKEA, 2 men to set everything up. So the last I heard, they were taking care of it.
So it's
But now
happening. It's coming. It's happening.
I hope, but now I don't know what they're writing. When we get off, I have to see
When you
what.
get off, you'll have to, and maybe another update's coming. But okay, that's all
Yeah.
we have this week. I want you guys too to let me know, do I kill the spider? Is that gross? Will I ever find a man because I keep a spider in my house? I don't know, but I love
I
my
think,
spider. I love Spike. I named him Spike. I just named
oh
him.
my God, Alexandra, I never knew this about you.
He's living. I just don't like to kill living. Like, I'm sorry, but guys, imagine you're at your house chilling and all of a sudden and you're tiny, something above you starts wrecking your home is destroyed, and then they try to go after you. How would
But,
you feel?
but
How would
can
you
he do a
feel? He
spider
was
web?
so
Like,
scared, I couldn't do it. I was like, oh my
he's
God.
really making another web?
Yes, he made another web. I'm really happy for him. I'll post a
But
picture. I
could he
won't post
make
a
it
picture.
outside, like under your
Can he
patio?
make it outside? Yeah, I mean, I would have to destroy this home again and bring him outside.
Maybe that's what you should do.
Maybe I should. But then he's worked so hard. It
You
took
don't
him
want
a
baby
day.
spiders running around. My
I
God,
don't, I hope it's like, yeah, I don't want any more spiders.
anytime I see like a web, I'm like, ew.
Well,
Just
same. But then he was just chilling on it. And then I was like, I can't unsee this poor man scrambling on the floor, like, don't get me, don't get me. Okay. All right, guys. Bye.
okay. Bye.